Jan 27, 2022. Michael Vaughan has now been missing for 6 months. Thursday marks 6 months since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan disappeared. Fruitland, Idaho, CBS 2, on Thursday, 5-year-old Michael Vaughan will have been missing for 6 months. Michael vanished from his home on the evening of July 27. Police, his parents, and his community have all been actively engaged in trying to find him ever since. There will be an empty seat at his family's table, and for many of us in this community, an empty place in our hearts until Michael comes home, the Fruitland Police Department said. Police have followed more than 700 leads looking for Michael, and a reward of more than $52,000 has been offered for anyone who gives information leading to his safe return. Keep Michael's face, his name, and his story in every one of your hearts, your eyes and your minds, said Brandy Neal, Michael's mother. Our family is broken without him. If you have any information about Michael, please call Fruitland Police at 208-452-3110.
It's been 6 months since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan went missing from his family's neighborhood in Fruitland. Michael, affectionately known by all as Monkey, was last seen in July. Fruitland police continue to investigate, and the family wants to keep sharing his picture in hopes it brings Monkey home. The reward for providing information that leads to Michael's safe return is now more than $52,000. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10. Michael Vaughan's disappearance could lead to better alerts for other missing Idahoans. The Fruitland boy was last seen 8 months ago. On its way to the governor's desk, a proposed bill creates an endangered missing person alert to notify people in Idaho and nearby states about a missing person.
An Amber Alert never went out for Michael Vaughan, a move that drew lots of questions and criticism from a whole lot of community members. Tristan Lewis, who has been following this case since July, brings us a look at this bill. And Tristan, almost immediately after the search began, and even up until last week, people were saying, why was there not an Amber Alert given in this case?
Yeah, so I actually spoke with Idaho State Police last July, just right around when Michael disappeared, and they told me point blank, the Amber Alert never went out just because they didn't have enough proof to show that he was abducted, per se. So, like I said, law enforcement did not know if he had been abducted. Officials were able to issue a code red, but it doesn't include all the tools and possible reach an Amber Alert has that they do have. This proposed legislation would create a centralized communication system and work with nearby states to help find missing people. Nearly 8 months after 5-year-old Michael Vaughan disappeared from his home in Fruitland, his parents, Brandy Neal and Tyler Vaughan, still question why an Amber Alert was never issued.
It could have brought more awareness. It would have alerted the state of Idaho.
Gotten his face out to everyone faster.
Back in July, Idaho State Police said Michael did not fit the criteria to be issued an Amber Alert, even with his parents saying Fruitland Police were pushing to get one.
Law enforcement, especially doing an investigation and have been thoroughly searching, should have that to their discretion.
Now, a bill heading to the governor's desk hopes to create the Endangered Missing Person Alert, which will notify people in Idaho and surrounding states of similar situations to Michael.
I was shocked to find out that the Amber Alert system is specifically restricted to children who there is a known abduction and there is a vehicle description.
Senator Abby Lee of Fruitland, the co-sponsor of the bill, says Michael's disappearance shook the entire community. She says an alert like this could have helped Michael's case.
We are one of the only states in the Northwest that doesn't have a statewide system. So that means that in Michael's case, we couldn't talk immediately to Oregon. We couldn't share information across borders. And so this now coordinates with all of our neighboring states too, which is so important.
For Neal and Vaughan, hearing the news of this bill gets them emotional.
I was in tears because it gives hope.
And hope is something their family has not lost as they continue to seek answers to where Michael could be.
Someone knows something.
He's out there somewhere.
If you know where Michael is, please know that Michael is loved and missed beyond everything.
I also spoke to the agencies involved searching this case. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff says the department is continuing to investigate Michael's disappearance, but he says new leads have slowed down in recent weeks. They also have an FBI agent that has been working out of the Fruitland office over the last few months, and the FBI tells me they have a special agent dedicated to working with Fruitland PD to help find Michael. And Morgan and Brian, both Chief Huff and the FBI, tell me Michael's parents are fully cooperative throughout this whole entire investigation.
Tristan, you mentioned earlier you've done a story before on why an Amber Alert wasn't issued right away. She talked about how they need to have a lot of information right up front in order to send that out.
Exactly. You got to have the information to believe if a child was.
March 22, 2022. When Senator Abby Lee, R. Fruitland, and Representative Ryan Kirby, R. New Plymouth, introduced SB 1378 in the Idaho legislature, they referenced the missing Fruitland boy who disappeared nearly 8 months ago. The House passed SB 1378 on Tuesday, which would create an all-encompassing alert called an Endangered Missing Person Alert, EMPA, to notify those in Idaho and surrounding states about a missing person. Michael Vaughan, the missing 5-year-old who disappeared from his neighborhood on July 17, 2021, did not get an Amber Alert because he did not qualify for all of its criteria, largely due to the fact it was not known if he had been abducted. Fruitland residents and beyond argued that this may have hindered the ability to find him. The bill would let the Amber Alert stand alone while consolidating all other types of alerts into one. The legislature's Joint Finance Appropriations Committee voted unanimously on Tuesday in favor of a funding bill to follow after SB 1378, which appropriates $1.3 million from the state general fund. That includes funding for the Idaho State Police to develop the new alert system, and $66,500 for the Idaho Transportation Department to make changes to its existing Amber Alert system. Representative Scott Syme, R. Caldwell, made the successful funding motion in JFAC. If this program had been implemented earlier, it would have been one tool to maybe find the little boy out in Fruitland that went missing, Syme said. The bill passed 46-18. SB 1378 is now headed to the governor's desk for signature.
Police posted an update on missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan of Fruitland. They say the reward for Michael's safe return is reactivated until March 31st. It's grown to nearly $53,000. They also said they feel strongly they know who owns the white Honda Pilot they were looking for that was seen leaving the area Michael was last seen in around the same time. Michael went missing nearly 8 months ago. He was last seen around 6:30 p.m. on July 27th near Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland. He's 3 feet 7 inches tall, about 50 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was wearing a blue Minecraft sweatshirt and dark blue briefs at the time of his disappearance. Police say they are working with new information from the time frame that will hopefully give them some new leads. They said there is a high probability of abduction in this case. Police said they're still looking for more information on that white Honda Pilot, as well as any information on Michael. You can contact findmichael@fruitland.org or Crime Stoppers at 343cops.com with any information you might have.
March 25, 2022. Fruitland Sunday marks 8 months since the disappearance of a 5-year-old boy from Fruitland, and a reward fund for his safe return is reactivated until Thursday. This is the latest information on Michael Joseph Monkey Vaughan, according to a post from the Fruitland Police Department on its Facebook page on March 24. A request for comment from Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff has been pending since March 15. Photos of Michael have been circulated widely on signs, posters, flyers, and banners throughout the community, region and nation since Michael was last seen near his home on July 27. Yard signs and glossy flyers about Michael are still widely available for the public at some stores throughout the area, including Kinney and Keel True Value Hardware in Ontario. A representative there said Michael's grandfather regularly drops off flyers for the public to circulate. On Friday afternoon, the last yard sign had already been given out, but there were still flyers available at the front counter. We are working through newly obtained data from that time frame, and are hopeful that will produce new leads, reads the update. Early on in the investigation, police would not confirm whether the child was believed to have been abducted, saying all options were on the table. It was further stated that without a suspect person or vehicle, an Amber Alert could not be issued. In the social media update, Fruitland Police stated that the potential criminal abduction aspect became our primary focus several months ago. Information that can be shared is limited due to the investigation. However, police say a white Honda Pilot has not been confirmed as identified, but we feel strongly that we know who it belongs to, and will continue to seek confirmation on that vehicle. Police said in October of 2021 that the Honda was a 2016 to 2020 model year, and that it was seen leaving the area on Southwest 8th Street the night Michael went missing. Michael was last seen near his home on Southwest 9th Street. A request to find out whether police's potential knowledge of who it belongs to would be enough to trigger an Amber Alert was not returned by press time. Since Michael's disappearance, there have been countless searches done by water, air, and ground, which have been done by professional search and rescue units with K9s, law enforcement agencies and community volunteers. However, at this time, no coordinated ground searches are planned, unless a credible tip leads them back to the area. Police have received nearly 850 leads, with the majority of them cleared. The reward fund for Michael's safe return is $52,860 and police say every donation added is appreciated. The fund has been reactivated at this time and is given sunset dates to provide accountability and urgency. Individuals with credible information about Michael's disappearance are urged to report it. If someone has or learns of information that can help find Michael, we want that information now, reads the update. The recent Facebook update also mentioned a law that just passed through the Idaho legislature. We are happy to hear that SB 1378, the Endangered and Missing Person Alert, passed both branches of the Idaho legislature. All three District 9 lawmakers, which include Senator Abby Lee, R. Fruitland, and Representatives Ryan Kirby, R. New Plymouth, and Judy Boyle, R. Midvale, voted yes on the bill, which was delivered Thursday to Governor Brad Little's desk for signing. The Fruitland Police Department states that if it becomes law, it will be a much-needed tool moving forward for all Idaho law enforcement. Mass exposure in these types of events will bring a higher probability of a successful recovery. The police department expressed gratitude to local media outlets for helping get the story shared around the nation and globe. As to sharing posters about Michael missing, police ask that people only share the official poster from Fruitland Police Department and the Idaho Missing Persons Clearinghouse, as it consistently shares information recognizable to law enforcement throughout the U.S. The official poster is available online at https://bit.ly/Michael_poster. Michael was listed on the Idaho Missing Persons Clearinghouse since the night he went missing, and remains on the endangered records list. Michael is one of 2 juveniles on the endangered list. Dear Coons, who would be 9 now and went missing at the age of 2 on July 10, 2015 is also on the list. More juveniles are listed under other categories. The night he went missing, Michael was reportedly wearing a light blue Minecraft shirt and black boxer briefs with lime green stitching and size 11 flip-flop sandals. He has blonde hair and blue eyes and was born June 24, 2016. The public is urged to keep Michael, his family, and investigators in their prayers. To those who stand strong and continue to support both Michael's family and the efforts of law enforcement to find Michael, thank you, reads the Fruitland Police Department's Facebook update. You're helping us avoid conjecture and keep the focus on finding this little boy. April 26, 2022 bill signing to honor Michael Monkey Vaughan on Wednesday. Fruitland, Idaho Governor Brad Little will be at Fruitland City Park on Wednesday, for a ceremonial bill signing event to honor the Idaho Endangered Missing Persons Act, also known as Monkey's Law. The law, Senate Bill 1378, was co-sponsored by Senator Abby Lee, R. Fruitland, and Representative Ryan Kirby, R. New Plymouth, in response to the disappearance of 5-year-old Michael Monkey Joseph Vaughan 9 months ago. What we all want to do is to find Michael and bring him home. In the meantime, what we can do is make sure statewide, regional, and national alerts can go out immediately, wrote Lee on her Facebook page on Saturday. Michael didn't qualify for an Amber Alert. Read that heartbreaking sentence again. Thanks to Monkey's warriors, I received hundreds of emails demanding we do something to fix this. They were right, we needed a better system and a policy, so I went to work, the statement reads. There is still more to do, so much more, and I'm still working on this, I promise. Wednesday marks exactly 9 months since Michael went missing on July 27, 2021. Please come to Fruitland City Park to celebrate the passage of Monkey's Law, which creates Idaho's first ever endangered missing persons alert. And let's gather to make sure we continue to say Michael Monkey Vaughan's name, share his picture, and bring him home. The event begins at 11 a.m. Wednesday. Lee said the effort is not about politics, but that she would use her platform to keep Michael's name fresh on the public's minds. I hope you will, too. One missing child is one too many. This is our community and our responsibility. The event will see members of law enforcement in attendance, along with Michael's family. The new law allows emergency alerts to go out statewide and across state lines in the event a vulnerable individual goes missing, regardless of eligibility for an Amber Alert. The actual bill was signed into law March 31st. Individuals with credible information are urged to contact the Payette County Sheriffs at 208-642-6006, extension 0, or email tips to find Michael at fruitland.org. Anonymous tips can be sent through Crime Stoppers at 208-343-2677, 343cops.com. Following the bill signing, Little will make his way to the Vaughan Dome Event Center in Weiser for an Operation Esto Perpetua roundtable discussion.
This is new at 4. It's now been 9 months since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan of Fruitland went missing. While the family and their community still have no answers to where he may be, new legislation inspired by Michael is now written into law.
This bill gives parents and loved ones confidence that if something like this happens, that there'll be a system in place.
Governor Brad Little signed Senate Bill 1378, also known as Monkey's Law. It will create an all-encompassing alert for endangered missing persons. It will send out a notification to people around Idaho about a missing person. And this doesn't replace the Amber Alert. It will instead combine all other alerts into one. Michael, who disappeared last July, did not fit the criteria for an Amber Alert.
This is a good thing. We're here for a good thing. It just feels a little bittersweet. We wish this was in place 9 months ago, but we're happy that no family will ever have to experience the circumstances that ours has with Michael's disappearance.
And it's called Monkey's Law because that was Michael's nickname. Now, that bill was sponsored by Senator Abby Lee and Representative Ryan Kirby. Lee says the state is now in the process of building the alert system, but she says other states around Idaho have this system in place that they will base it on. Fruitland police say the search for Monkey continues and asks for the public's help in bringing any new tips and information. The reward for Michael's return is now more than $52,000.
June 17, 2022 birthday gathering, tortilla fundraiser to be held in Monkey's honor. Payette. A birthday gathering will be held at Kiwanis Park in Payette on June 24 from 5 to 7 p.m. to celebrate Michael Monkey Vaughan's 6th birthday. Monkey has been missing from his Fruitland home since July 27.